What's up, nerds? Matt Walsh's Am I Racist is storming the box office. The documentary, or mockumentary, if you will, is already the highest grossing documentary of 2024. But critics won't go near it because it masterfully exposes their woke hypocrisies. Now, we're going to take a look at the newest documentary that remains too risky for any movie reviewer to touch. But that's exactly what we're going to do. So I went to see Am I Racist over the weekend, and it stars the Daily Wire's Matt Walsh, who goes undercover to expose what we might call the racist industrial complex. People who claim to be social justice activists, but who are in reality financially profiting, and I mean big time, from the very racism that they claim they're trying to solve. It masterfully reveals not just the myriad of absurdities that have brainwashed the modern left, but indeed the vile hatred that lies at the heart of today's modern woke hysteria. Now, let me just say before going forward that what woke means to me, or rather my definition of woke. Woke is the state of awareness only achieved by those dumb enough to find injustice in everything except their own behavior. And I had that at the beginning of this video. I think it's an excellent film. It's clever, it's funny, it's precisely that humor that makes the film so special. Matt Walsh was on Joe Rogan recently, and Rogan made the very point. He noted that we often push back against all this wokeness and expose how ridiculous it is with overt argument and confrontation and calling them out. But there's something special and indeed evocative about comedy's unique ability to expose hypocrisies and social pathologies. I mean, and that's exactly what comedy historically was. I mean, historically speaking, Western civilization, envisioned comedy as a profound means of critical critique. So, for example, if we go back to like ancient Greece and we find that comedy sought to address the political and social issues of their day with like whimsical critique and satire. You see, classic comedy imaginatively employed irony and satire to make profound social commentaries on their world and society. And I think that's precisely what Matt Walsh did in this film without knowing it. All these woke activists were placed on a comedic stage, if you will, and they were just allowed to be who they are and their own absurdities accentuated by Matt Walsh's comical absurdities. And their own absurdities reveal just how utterly absurd wokeness really is. We learn very, very quickly that wokeness solves absolutely nothing, precisely because it's not meant to. There's simply too much money to be made profiting off of the very racism wokeness claims to want to resolve. But there was something even more profound that the documentary revealed, and this actually came as quite a shock. There are actually several moments in the film that are actually quite shocking, intentionally so, in terms of how they reveal the intense hatred that lies at the heart of wokeness. And the entire film, I'm not going to give away anything because I think that that's something that shouldn't be spoiled. I think that you should really see it for yourself. If I go through every single scene and tell you about them, I think that it wouldn't be, and I'm all for spoilers most of the time, but in this instance, I think that I shouldn't spoil anything because if I do, it will ruin the scene and that moment for you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you should see it to see what it is for yourself. But the entire film climaxes with a scene that is really, it's frankly disturbing, and it's hard to watch in terms of how overtly it demonstrates the hatred. And it reminded me of something that happened, I believe, in 2018. That was 2018 in the world of tennis at the US Open Championship. Now, you remember way back, but in 2018, when Serena Williams, she had just had a complete freaking meltdown at the US Open Finals, and the umpire had penalized her for getting coaching from the box, which she and her coach later admitted that they were doing. But when she got penalized for it, she just completely unraveled and started verbally abusing the umpire, calling him all kinds of names. And I mean, it was pretty brutal stuff. It was very, very like verbally violent. And after she lost at the post-game press conference, to justify that meltdown, Serena claimed that she was valiantly fighting for women's equality out on that court. And she said that the umpire would never have treated a male tennis player in that way, and that she was taking a stand against sexist bigotry. Meanwhile, she was wrong. She was 100% wrong. She got a game penalty because it was her third code violation. And she said it wouldn't happen to a male, but John McEnroe got a game penalty on his third code violation during the 1987 US Open match for verbal abuse. So already her story wasn't tracking. And when the press conference was over, no joke, the press room, the so-called journalists in the room, the reporters, they broke out in applause for her having a public temper tantrum like a child. And she acted ridiculous. She completely humiliated herself, and she hurled nothing short of verbal violence towards an officiating referee. No one should be treated the way he was treated, but as long as that ridiculous exhibitionist hysteria was all done in the name of women's equality, and as long as she was defending herself against the supposed violation of politically correct norms, then such violence not only could be applauded, it ought to be applauded. That's what I Am Racist powerfully reveals. Yes, it's funny, like hysterically so. But the film climaxes to reveal that at the heart of wokeness is a profound wickedness, an evilness. And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. At the heart of wokeness is a profound an evilness. It is evil, and a profound hatred that believes that violence is justified once woke norms are violated. So wokeness is a kind of sanctity that if violated, if transgressed, must be, and that's the key, must be, not should be, must be atoned for. If justice is to be served, it must be atoned for. And that atonement involves scapegoating and shaming and excommunicating all the transgressors of woke norms. And that atonement could involve verbally assaulting someone, in this case, an officiating referee, or it may involve burning down an entire racist systems, as we saw in the media defending back in the summer of 2020. This, to me, is what made Am I Racist so powerfully good. It combined humor with a profound social commentary that revealed wokeness for what it really is. And ultimately, thankfully, why it has no future in society or in the world at large. And that's my little mini review for Am I Racist from the Daily Wire and Matt Walsh. I want to just say real quick, I know that this movie may be divisive for those who just think that it's, them being racist. But when you watch the movie, Matt Walsh does not, I think that he does a great job of asking a question and then letting these people walk themselves off a cliff. Like they literally just bury their own graves. I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, in one scene, he interviews Robin DiAngelo, a white woman who gets paid $50,000 a pop to tell huge corporations how all their white employees are the devil. And she does something, and I'm going to ruin this for you a little bit. And I said I wouldn't, but she does something at the end of this. She believes in reparations, and they bring out a black man, and they're all like, you will pay him his reparations. And I'm just like, you gotta be, and she gives him money. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me with this nonsense. I think that this movie is just profoundly, it just really, I cannot express how it exposes wokeness for the evil that it is. And I think that, again, like I said before, it has no future in the world. In my opinion, and that's fact. It has no place, you know. And I suggest, I listen. I understand people. If you don't like Matt Walsh, he can be a little, you know, maybe aggressive or assertive sometimes, and some people might not like that. But this documentary was really good, and I suggest seeing it. If you're somebody that doesn't like the Daily Wire or Matt Walsh, you probably won't see it, but it really is, it's fantastic. In my opinion, it's really great. I suggest going to see it. But tell me what you guys thought about the movie if you saw it. You can sit here and tell me how racist I am if you want. I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm racist, as long as you think I'm thin. But tell me what you guys thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know, tell me why you hate Matt Walsh. I don't care. You know, his wig is absolutely ridiculous. Like I was so confused on how these people got confused by his look. I'm like, he's just wearing like this little simp wig. He looks like a beta male with that wig on, with his little bun and shit. Anyways, but tell me what you guys thought about this movie. Go ahead and leave all your nasty comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next movie review. You guys have a good week. Bye.